How does Toshiba relate and work with green computing? What are you doing around green computing, essentially?
I mean, uh, it's all about the storage. So we are working on the storage side. Hard disk drives store the data. And the question is, the amount of data we need to store, we are creating and we need to store is exploding. And such is the power consumption to have this data stored and accessible. And if we would do in a conventional way, as we always did, we will need nuclear plants and windmills more and more just to store our data. That won't work. So first of all, along with the vast amount of data being created, we need larger hard disk drives, obviously. We need to store more on the same rack, on the same capacity. And this is about the high capacity hard disk drive. So for example, that one here is the new 16 terabyte model. So it used to be 14 last year, it will be 18 or 20 next year. So that's the way it goes, but we can store more data on the same footprint. The other thing is, it's not only 16 terabyte, it's also filled with helium. We did the helium filling because we want to make thinner platters. It has 9 platter. To make 9 platter, they are pretty thin, and they would flatter if we do it with the conventional air technology. So we need the helium for the high amount of data. But the helium has a nice side effect. Helium is a much lighter gas.
So it makes it more aerodynamic, is that correct?
Yeah, in a way.
In a way.
Air is a very thick and inhomogeneous gas. And spinning a platter in air, I always explain it's a little bit like swimming in honey. It takes a lot of energy, and not that people swim in honey, but you can imagine if you would, you need energy. Now, we are going to helium for other purpose, but the side effect of the helium is it's a much lighter, thinner gas that's like swimming in water. And swimming in water is less energy. Then, we could have left the spindle motor as it is. It's just need less energy, but what we have done is we optimized the spindle motor for this less energy. So all in all, while hard disk drives were using like 10 to 12 watt previously, regardless of the capacity, the new modern hard disk drive in Toshiba are using just 6 to 7 watt. So we almost cut in half.
That's enough.
What you can do with that is you can have much higher densities with the same power, or if you stay with the same density, you consume ways less power. So it's basically the first time in the storage field that a new technology generation has not just increased the capacity, but substantially reduced the power consumption, contributing to what we call the green computing.
Yeah, that's wonderful. You mentioned earlier at your stand here, you mentioned how the power consumption is now 1600 watt. What was the demonstration?
160.